What's up? What's up? Once again, we back, and I keep telling y'all, man. I think y'all think that we be telling stories that we're not gonna return back, but we like that. We like that sales rep that keep coming to your door trying to get you to get them solar panels. We back again.
We
What's
back
up, fella?
again.
What's up, guys? You
What's
have people
going
in your
on,
neighborhood
yeah?
coming to try to sell you solar panels?
Man, every day I'm talking about you. It's like they work out like they a team, like different company. They just all out in your street. All right, today Monday, it's your turn to go see if he ready. I'm like, I ain't trying to save no energy right now. Like
Straight
trying to
up,
stop.
man. Get out my way, guys. I got stuff to do.
Yeah, like paparazzi out there, man. But man, once again, we are back. Episode 5 for the MD 2020 show, man.
5.
We just growing, man. We growing. We gonna get up there, man. We're gonna be looking back on these days when we had episode 100 and 200.
Yeah.
We just gonna keep it moving, man. So, but as always, man, we got me, Mr. Du Bois, first name, Edwin here for all the
Yes,
listeners.
sir.
But go ahead, we got Kelly.
What's up, guys? Mr. Kelly, Alex Kelly, just at the end of another week. It's crazy. This was a 4-day week. It went by super fast. So,
I know it did. It did.
yeah, but episode 5, we're chugging along. The other podcast I do, we're about to hit 100 episodes. So
Okay.
you get there
Nice.
real fast. When you're having fun, it goes by real fast. So this is
Yeah.
fun.
Definitely. And then
And you
no
got
other
me.
thing, you didn't miss a Mayberry over there.
Hey, man. Hey, Brian Mayberry, you know how we do. We back.
Already, fellas, man. But like we were talking right before we got started, man. It's crazy that we are in April, and like you said, just talk about time, how everything moves so fast, man. We didn't record in March, man, and I know we were trying to, certain things happen, but man,
Yeah.
time is flying, man.
Yes, it is.
I'm talking about, and even though June for the end of the school year looks so far away, but man, we in April, like we knock out April, May, and then half of June, we done, man, and it's out of this crazy school year.
It's crazy. I was just thinking the other day, like it was just January. I felt like it was just yesterday we were starting the second semester,
Mhm.
and like we already in April.
Yeah, man, it is, and I'm just sitting here like I'm thinking like going into next year, how will that look? And like it's gonna be, and like for me in my position and Dr. Martinez, I'm on the same contract days as him. So as soon as we got in June, we only got like we're gonna still be here for like 2 more weeks. And then we only get like 3 weeks off, and then boom, we right back at it again, getting ready for the next school year. And I'm like, man, that's crazy. Like time it's flying by fast, but next school year I think is most definitely gonna look different.
Yeah.
I feel like just with everything going on, I just think that it's gonna be a different setting. And then even, we'll talk about it later, but, with the calendars for some schools, the school year going to be longer. So they might be repeating stuff over again. For us, we just found out that we won't be having an intercession calendar we talked about on on our few podcasts ago. But yeah, man, Kelly, how you feel, man? I know, like you say, first year teacher again, but like you say, just dealing with how fast, like you said, this short week, but how you feel as we getting closer to the end of the school year?
It's crazy because I think, was it last week? I started to think like, oh, we're about to, end March, and you feel like there's so much time until the end of the school year. But you start to think about it, it's only 2.5 months ago, or 2.5 months away from now, we'll be finishing up the school year. And it's just crazy how fast everything's moved. But I think, having that week in February where we were all home and we didn't expect to be home with the ice, that made it go by real fast. And then we had those, I think we had 2 more days after the ice, apocalypse happened, where they were checking all the schools to make sure everything was good. So we were home then. And, it's gone a lot faster than I was expecting it to go. But, it's been a lot of fun. And I think now this happened Tuesday. I had the first kind of thoughts of what's it going to be like, that last day of school or that last week of school where, some of the kids really annoy me sometimes and they get on my nerves, but what's that last week going to be like when, I inevitably have 8th graders who probably not going to ever see again, and they're going to be gone. And it's seeing them every single day. So that's starting to enter into my head and how to kind of deal with that. And, handle it. So that's where my head's at right now, and just getting ready for the summer and getting ready for next year.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I think one thing that you just said, and it is, and I mean, you experience it for sure, and it's going to hit you because Mayberry can testify with me, is that when you have kids, like I said, I have 2019 and 20, no, 18 and 19 was my first full year where I mean, I'm meeting kids first day, and man, I always tell people like you spend more time, during the school year with these kids than your family, and if you have kids, then like if you have kids at home, you spend more time with your students most of the time than your family and your kids if you have them. But man, it is something like on that last day when you really made an impact in certain kids, they're gonna be like, I miss you, like I'm gonna miss you, and dang, and like they feel it, and then it's like, dang, you're right, I may never see you again, like, and I just poured so much in you in this year, and like you kind of grown me, and like we built like a connection, and like you said, they just gonna be gone off, and then you look up 2-3 years, they done got older, and all that. So it's crazy how that happens, man, and you just repeat it all over again next year.
When the
It really
weird thing,
is.
and Mayberry definitely jump in, but like the weird thing today during the fire drill, like I have two seventh graders in my sixth period class, and they both were like, are you going to be back next year? Are you going to be teaching the same class? And I was like, yeah, that's the plan. That's what I want to do. And they're like, we're going to take your class again next year. So it's like, it's, that moment of like, dang, okay, I guess you like the class, or you enjoy, what's going on here. And I think I'm going to be in a unique situation where I have maybe a couple kids 2 years in a row. And then what is that going to feel like when they inevitably move on to high school?
Yeah, that's always a good feeling to have those kids, those sixth and seventh graders who we know are coming back next year, and hey, what class are you gonna be teaching? I want to be in your class. That lets you know that you're actually making an impact in these kids' lives, and to it's how I want to say this. It's bittersweet seeing those eighth graders leave.
Yeah.
Because, we spend so much time with them, like I say, we've known them kids for almost 2 to 3 years, on average.
Yeah.
And then to watch them, to know that you, like I said before, know that you played a hand in their progression, and know that, that you played a hand into what they're going to be, moving forward. It is bittersweet to see those kids leave. And I always love it. Me being a coach, I always love seeing those former students, and they run up to you 3-4 years later. And it's like, hey, coach, hey, what's going on? Yeah. They still remember the handshakes. I know y'all know Coach DeGrew at our school. He's got a handshake with all of his, former athletes, and he still remembers them, which is amazing, But it's bittersweet to see those kids leave on the last day. As far as as much, as we look forward to the summertime,
Yeah.
But yeah,
Most definitely. Yeah, most definitely. I mean, we need our summers, but yeah, man, like I say, it is in that moment you do think like, man, I'm that so and so, may not see him again, but hey, man, as long as you know that you can walk away with, a good majority of them that you have made a change, and you will know that that's always positive. But Mayberry, you just said something. We kind of were speaking about going into next year, but Mayberry just kind of said something like about giving high fives and they run up on you, and we couldn't do that a lot this year. It was a lot of 6 feet and all that. Yeah. So going into next year, though, with like I was saying, like things may be different. It's looking like we will probably, trying to get back to 100%, but it's kind of like that possibility is looking more possible each day with the vaccine and with the rate. With the COVID cases kind of going down, especially out here in Dallas, in Dallas County, and throughout the nation. Also, I would say there are some peaks, here and there, but. This vaccine, man, this vaccine is something that's the big talk right now. With, I can't keep up with it because one day it's one case, and then one company got it, and it's 3. Now there's another one they talking about that this one's gonna come out, and I'm just kind of like, I'll be honest, like I'm skeptical about it. But how do y'all feel about the vaccine? Like, have you got it? Or you plan on getting it, or are you not getting it, or like where you at?
Hey Barry, you go. I'll be right back.
So as far as the vaccine goes, I'm just not really a fan. Well, I can't say that I'm not a fan of vaccines. I think that everybody deserves to be healthy, and to do what's going to make them, be in that positive space. But I, for one, I think that there's a lot of a lot of misconceptions, a lot of unknowns. You know, like one of them's like 65% effective, the other one's 75 to 85% effective, and one of them is 99.9, and one of them you only got to take once, and then the other one you got to take twice. And like I say, it's just too much. It's a lot. It's a lot that goes into it. And like I say, for anybody that that goes out and take it, more power to you. I'm all for it. My father calls me like every day and say, hey, you took your shot yet? Teachers getting them for free. I was like, everybody getting them for free. But it's like I have I'm skeptical about it. Same way that I hear you and a lot of other people are.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like I say, I'm just that type of person. I think I'm skeptical about a lot of things that go in my body. Other than sometimes a good burger, I don't know. I ain't skeptical about it. I can go eat anyway. But nah, man. Like I think when all this came out, especially the vaccine, when that came out, and they were like, "Yeah, we got a vaccine that's gonna help us." I'm like, "Yeah, I ain't gonna be the first one." I'm not that I don't know what's going on, and not to put it like towards like race, but the history of just like what they've done to African Americans, and that was one of the big reasons like people were saying that. And when I look on any type of form of social media when it first came out, like they would always talk about the former things that happened in history with African Americans, and some people are just skeptical of the government anyway. But yeah, I was like, I'm skeptical of it, but I'm more like, I'm just gonna see. I'm gonna wait. Like, give me like a few months, and let me see what's going on with everybody. If everybody's still here, like, and nobody's lost an arm,
and zombies,
good, then I'm like, zombies. I'm like, all right, I may get it, because at the end of the day, I always think about I got three kids at home, got a wife who has had COVID. And I'm just like, I'll see. But then, I come across, and we gotta learn for ourselves, and we gotta, kind of empower our students that every media site is not credible. Exactly. You'll get one that'll be like, these people over here losing arms, they eyesight, and you're like, oh man, what is readit.com? Like, come on, but I've actually seen some people physically like come out and they get sick, and I don't understand me taking a medicine to help me get better or keep me, away from a disease, and that I got to get sick to get. I don't understand that, and I'm not a doctor and nothing like that, but that kind of worries me. But Kelly, where you at with it?
Okay, he's registered. He's got it.
Okay, you got business.
I'm officially vaccinated. I got that sweet little card. That's when I went to go run down and get just a couple minutes ago. So I got it. I got the second one this past Sunday, and felt fine until. I mean, I got a little bit tired that night, but then the next day, like I got up, went to work, was fine, got home, did some other stuff for the other podcast, and then went downstairs at 7:00, and I just hit a wall. I felt like my entire body just like went bleh. Yeah. And I was like, I don't want to sit here on the couch. Like, I'm gonna go get in bed. I went in bed. Have y'all ever had like body aches from like the flu or anything?
Yeah.
That's like the worst body aches that you can get from the flu. And I'm just like, I'm laying there in my bed, and my brother walks in. He goes, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, like this is hell." Lasted like 3-4 hours. Went to sleep. Woke up the next day. Was totally fine, and like just went away. But from what I had read was like the technology that they've come up with, it's something called mRNA. And so it like creates something called these spiked proteins, which is what like the actual disease is. So it replicates that, and it makes your body like basically make them in your body. And so it's creating the virus to fight the virus off in your body. And it goes away super fast, and it's not too bad, but like for a day or two, it's going to really suck. But I mean,
Look, man, I don't know about that. I like to keep my Marvel and DC type stuff in the movies. I don't want it happening in my body. I don't want to be turned into no Green Hornet or something like that. even though I did always want to be Spider-Man, I always thought that if I get bit by a spider, and I used to find spider, like I'm gonna be Spider-Man. But I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about something like you just said, and like I say, creating something, and I mean, hey, it may be good, but I'm not down with it.
I get it, and everybody in my family's gotten it now, except for my older brother, because he didn't technically qualify for like the 1B or whatever it was called, because he didn't have disease or any of that stuff. But he's now on a list, and I think he's going to sign up for it soon. But everybody in our family's gotten it. We're all good, and and I ask the kids in my class all the time, like, if you had the opportunity to get it, would you? And some of them say no, and a lot of them say no. Some of them say yes, and just try to get them the information, and and tell them, like, hey, don't listen to what's on Facebook. Like, don't read that stuff. People growing arms and having to buy like Microsoft stuff. Like, don't believe that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always like I say, research on your own to make make your own decision. With anything, really, not just for the vaccine, but anything. Like, get information, get it from more than one source, some credible sources, and then make that decision. And like I say, when I do that, or if I meet somebody who does it, I can respect their decision. I can respect I can feel comfortable in my decision. So if it was something like, oh, everybody who didn't get the vaccine, something happened, I'm like, hey, I know what I did. I made the right decision for myself. But yeah, man, I mean, whatever it can do to get us back to, to some type of normalcy.
Yes.
And I mean, I'll play a part in that. So if, like I said, if it's further down the road, I mean, all right, me and my wife, and that's what we talked about. Like, hey, we're going to wait. But then further down the road, we need to, let's go ahead and, do it or not do it. So we're going to see. But, most definitely.
Even through my skepticism about it, I still feel like, I haven't gotten sick, you know what I'm saying? Or, I haven't contracted the virus or anything. Maybe if I had contracted the virus and, I had gone through those things, I may have a different mindset about it, be in a different space about it. But, right now, like I say, I haven't gotten sick. I just took a test today. I took a rapid test and came back negative. So, I've been feeling good, and practicing precautions, you know what I'm saying, that I feel like have gotten me this far. So like I say, I feel like I can keep on doing, stay on this wave, for a little, like you say, like a couple more months, wait it out, see if something else pops up. But, it is good to see, people like Mr. Kelly, who have taken it, you know what I'm saying, because he's experienced, each spectrum of it, Yeah. So, and it's good to be able to talk to somebody like that who I can relate to and, get more information. So.
And the nice thing, like, and what I'll be honest with y'all, like, and everybody who listens here, I guess, I tried to go get the second one on Friday at Fair Park, get all the way down there. Don't realize that, they were only doing Moderna that day, and I had gotten Pfizer, so couldn't get it and had wasted a whole day of work trying to do it. And was freaking out, like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I got to get the second one, or like the first one's going to be invalid or something. I don't know. And so I started to look at the different pharmacies that had it, and I was able to get a Walgreens appointment 20 minutes away from where I live 2 days later. So, like, it's not as rare or as scarce as it was, a month or two ago. Like, you can go and get it, Walgreens, CVS, Walmart, like all over the place. You just kind of have to look, and if you're wanting to get it, I would encourage you to get it. If you're skeptical of it, I totally get that too.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Well, like I say, I'm hoping the best for everybody, for all of us, man. Because I mean, one thing that we already know is that Governor Abbott, he wants this state to be back open, and he's saying, like, he ain't playing no games, vaccine or not. Like, we 100%. Like, that's what, like, we back, baby. So how do y'all feel about Texas being, well, like I said, for him, he said, I remember Texas is back. So how do y'all feel about Texas opening back up in all aspects, sports, restaurants, like just everything?
So when I first heard the news, I thought to myself, this is a little premature, like they just came up with a vaccine 3-4 hours ago, like, like what's going on? And I still don't agree with, Texas completely being back open. I heard at one point, it was maybe a couple weeks ago that 3.5 million Texans, had been vaccinated, which is a strong number. But still, I still think that it's a little premature, because he's like the way that I read it was like, hey, we open it back up, take your mask off, you know, come out, have fun. Here, we're having a party tomorrow. You know, it's like, great. Oh, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm the same way. I felt like, you know, you should have took some steps, like, you know, to like, all right, by this day we're gonna be here and here. But I mean, just to say we back, and I knew he was gonna do it because I mean, it just felt like that. Like, you know, it just felt like I think everything that is political. I feel like it is. So I knew something was gonna happen big, and when he got on that TV and said that, I was like, yeah, I expected that, man. And I was just hoping that, to be honest, I was just like, man, I hope this don't cause like violence, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that can be, you know, just any type of like, because now you're gonna have that debate. If I'm walking down the street or going to the restaurant, I got my mask on, somebody say something to me, oh, you got your mask on, you ain't gotta wear it. Like, now what? Like, I was just like, man, I wish that okay. And then at the end of the day, like, if you can bring back, if you want to open up the state again, that's fine. But like, you know, still say that masks are required or something like that. Mm-hmm. Like, he just kind of like, you giving these options. And man, people in these stores, like, you know, workers in the store, they got to deal with this, man. Like, you know, if your store, if my store still says I want a mask and they come in, now it's a debate. The state said this and blah, blah, blah. He was saying it's up to the store. So it's just a lot that, I mean, I'm kind of like, I'm more like, all right, I'm happy that we are kind of open, but I think we should have just went in some phases, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I mean, like, as far as like the masks go, like when it, like Mayberry, when I heard it, I was like, well, you're an idiot. But you know, as like it's kind of unfolded over the last month, it's been encouraging to kind of go places and see like everybody's still requiring masks when you go inside. The only place that, you know, didn't was this place we went to in Plano, and the guy at the front was like, well, hey, we want to let you know, like, we're not requiring masks. And I was like, cool, dude, like, I'm still wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Until I hit my 2 weeks of after having the vaccine, like, I'm still gonna rock with this mask on. But you know, it has been encouraging to see that people are still, you know, wearing it and requiring it in basically everywhere.
Most definitely.
I think my biggest thing wasn't really, hey, we're opening the state back up. Hey, you know, everybody go out and I felt like it was more about financial gain and, you know, about the economy and not so much thinking about people's health and lives. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the thing that got me the most is like, you're not worried about the people. You know, you're worried about pockets, you know, and we understand that money makes the world go round, but at the same time, you know, if ain't no people here, the world won't be doing nothing.
Most definitely. And I hate that too when I hear, like, you know, we're here for the people, we're here to serve the people, we care about the people, but then you make a decision that's like, nah, the people probably ain't saying that.
Exactly.
Like, I don't, I mean, that's one thing that I had somebody tell me, like, man, you should look into getting into politics. I'm like, nah, I couldn't, man, because I think that, like, when you are a politician and any governor, senator, like represent anything, and you supposed to represent, you know, some people, your people, you need, and if you make a decision, especially like, you know, Ted Cruz, for example, like he's out here like saying he's representing his people. I don't know if your people are making those, like, want to decide everything that you're saying, and I don't get that. Like, really, I think you need to hear from your people. And I don't know, man. So, you know, I'm with you, maybe, like when they say, for, you know, care about the people are doing this now, like money seems to always override that. Like, yeah, we care about you, but unless if it's $1 involved about it,
exactly, we still got to make a profit. We still got to get our money, you know.
But you know, man, I mean, hopefully, like I say, we, you know, we get back to normal school, especially for us as being in education, but the state as a whole, because like Kelly, it is good to go out and see, like, you know, people, and you places, and you like, man, this feels a little bit back to normal, and it's just still crazy to me though, man. This is like our lives are these masks, like these masks that we have on. Like, you see a lot of people with them. I'm like, man, that's just crazy. Like, it's been a year, like, and like these masks are a part of our lives now. So
yeah,
that's great. But you know, hey man, mask on, mask off. You know, as long as you safe. You know,
mask off.
Yeah. So let's you know, as long as you say we good, man. But hey, fellas, another thing that's going on that, you know, as we're approaching in education is the STAAR testing, and that kind of goes along with with everything going on with the pandemic. But man, we were talking again, and for our listeners, you heard Mayberry just that sigh that he just let off. This STAAR testing, we're not so much about like the actual testing but it's just like I want to get your perspective of how you feel as being people like that are like relievers and just people that are like monitoring these tests and proctoring and all that. Like, how does that feel, and where's your mindset going into next week, Mayberry?
So, and I'm gonna choose my words correctly because I'm choosing carefully because I know we have listeners.
People are listening.
Yeah, we have listeners. So we're gonna make sure we choose our words carefully. I understand. Testing is needed. Of course, we want to see what these kids know, but I don't think that people outside of education know everything that goes into testing. You know what I'm saying? The amount of time that it takes to prepare. They don't just send us books and then we just give them to the kids and they test them. There are so many illegal obligations that we have to attain to. So, testing as a whole is stressful, to say the least. I don't know if excited is the word, but I am intrigued to see how testing goes this year, with the different format, especially how it's been in past years. I know we didn't take it last year, but, in previous years, we've taken it on paper-based, had all our kids on campus. And, we're kind of doing a different format this year that I think will help us get ready for how we're going to also, prepare moving forward, for future years. I think that we'll be incorporating a lot of technology, moving forward. So, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, most definitely. Kelly, tell me how. Like, I know you already told us a little bit, but tell us what's your how do you feel about testing? Like, and I know, like you said, you only have gotten a sample of like mock testing, STAAR testing, but like going into like next week when we start testing, like, are you ready for it, or how do you feel?
I'm worried. I'm a little worried. It's even though like it doesn't count or whatever, like technically, I guess, like it's still definitely a little stressful to think like this is the big one. Like we've done some of the like smaller TELPAS and those types of things, but like this is that big one that everybody looks forward to every single year. And even if they say it doesn't count, like there's still kind of that thought in the kid's head, like this is the STAAR test. This is the thing that everybody's always talking about. So yeah, it's definitely something where I'm ready to kind of see how it goes. And it helps though to have a great team around who can help and ask a lot of questions and are there to make sure that you don't screw up too bad. But I'm excited for it. I'm excited to kind of get through it and see what it's like for the first time.
Yeah, man. I mean, it is a stressful thing because for me, I can't be locked up anywhere for longer than in the movies. I got to just step out. Like if it's a 2-3 hour movie, I know I'm gonna step out 2 or 3 times during the movie, like in the movie theater, because I just can't sit somewhere or be somewhere for that long of a period. And to say like when you walk into the building as a teacher or at 8 o'clock, you probably finna be in this room until about 12 or 1. And like you know that like it ain't no getting around that part. And then don't let it be that it's a little longer than that. Like so that's stressful. And it's like as a teacher, when I was a teacher, I think and I find it out being on this side is that and I said this before, when you're a teacher and not testing or whatever, you're in your little classroom, your little bubble or whatever, and you don't really know what's going on around the building unless you kind of come out and you be like, oh, wait, we this is going on, or like, so you don't really know. If I'm on the second floor in the corner room, I don't know what's going on in the front office. So in testing, you don't know what's going on at all because you ain't got nothing, no phone, nothing. That mopping ain't playing no games.
No, and
when I heard that, I was like, wait, we can't even have our phones? Oh, no.
No.
Yeah,
you can't even have an Apple Watch.
Yeah, nothing. So you really just kind of like,
nothing.
Man, we on real lockdown around here. Like, and then Kelly was saying something like, it's so well, maybe you were saying it's so serious that when you get people from like the district or the state come in and you don't really know them, like you see somebody walk. I remember one time a lady walked in the room, sweet looking, like nice lady. She said, "Hi, how you doing?" I was like, "Hi, how you doing?" And she got a little clipboard and she walked around. I'm like, "Who is this?" And then she walked out and she was like, "Have a good day." I'm like, "Have a good day." And then I go turn my test in. She was like, boom, the same lady. I'm like, "Hey, how you doing? Seeing you?" "Oh, I'm glad you're down here. I wrote you up on 2 different things. You were moving around." I'm like, "God dang!" Like she was like,
"Damn, dude."
Like so, it wasn't nothing that could mess with my certificate or nothing. It was like, but it was like you gotta move around. It's like, man, like this is crazy. You gotta move around. Can't stand in this spot too long. You can't talk to a kid this long. The kid can't sleep this long. I'm like, man, hold on, like this is crazy.
And I think that's the part that people don't see is we go through our orientations and our trainings and we sign our oaths and we do all that for testing, but it's so easy to maybe forget the small things, and those are the things that they can ding us on, and those are the things that if we get dinged on, that can possibly affect our certificate, our certifications. Yeah. So that part right there, it's like you got to be perfect. You got to be perfect. Make sure you monitor the room. Make sure you don't stand over this kid. Make sure you're not reading a book. Make sure you don't. So it's just like a whole bunch of different things that I think that go into it. And then, like you say, I know walking in that building at 7:30 that I'm finna be sitting in this one room, man, until about 1:30. Maybe even 2:30, depending on what group you got.
I'm talking about. I'm highly, highly mad looking at the door. Where is this reliever at? God, like where are you at? Like Monroe, come on! Like I see, come on, dog! Like what are you doing? Like I need this relief. I need to get out of here. Like and I feel for the kids because I mean, like, whoo, man, like you kids in there 4 or 5 hours, like that's crazy too. So hopefully, man, that's something that like we can change. I know it's probably not too much you can change about it, but I mean we can do something a little bit better, man. I don't know, like it's crazy though, but hopefully, like I say, for me, I do walk in the building a little bit more happier these days because I know when I walk in, I ain't really got to deal too much with sitting in a room. Like it's gonna like I'm almost like a lot of drastic things will have to happen for me to be in a classroom proctoring a test. Like I mean, like everybody has to call off. Like so I feel good coming in next week to be like I'm gonna be all right. I ain't got to kind of deal with that, but I'm gonna be most definitely. Y'all will be in my prayers, Kelly and Mayberry out there in them hallways, in them classrooms.
Thanks a lot.
So, I mean, so kind of moving away from education and STAAR testing because that's gonna happen. We're gonna be there, man. But in the life of sports, man, it's a lot going on, and I mean, it's so much going on that like I don't even want to talk about what's going on for the Texans right now. That's like don't even bring that up.
I would like to make an announcement right now. Oh. We're not talking about the Texans. Okay. We're not going to say anything about the Texans until things. No, you know what? I forgot about something. The Texans have been making some great offseason moves. They've been making some great free agent acquisitions. You don't have to make the faces. We're still trying to figure out what's going on with Deshaun, but we're going to get past that.
Yeah, I hope so.
I like what the Texans are doing, despite the financial hold and the lack of draft picks that we have right now. You know what I'm saying? So they're making some decent moves to make us, competitive, what I'm saying, for so to say.
They talk about me, maybe you need to be in politics because you can you can make a situation look boy now.
Politely said they suck.
Yeah, man. Football, I can't wait. The one thing that I've always been a basketball fan, and I still am. Like, and basketball, it's almost kind of getting to me like baseball. Like, I can't watch it until playoff time. Like, that's how it's kind of getting to me. Now, football, it's like every week is playoffs. And so I still, basketball is going to be first because, when playoffs, like, nothing is like, game sevens and like I love that. But like football, man, I can't wait for that to come back. Like I really can't. And then hopefully coming back where it's kind of some normalcy, like fans in the stands and all that. Like that's gonna be great.
Actual preseason.
So in the coats, I'm talking about moves and all that. Like and what we gonna do. Like I'm kind of mad that we didn't do anything with trading. Like I we didn't do too much trading when that opportunity came up. But we'll see how, our GM is a beast with doing drafting. So we're gonna see how the Colts do it. But I'm calling it right here on episode 5. Colts will be Super Bowl champions.
With Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz, we are Super Bowl champ. We kept T.Y. Hilton, so like he was finna almost leave us, but that would have hurt. But hey, I'm calling it right now. Mark, record like right here, timestamp. The Colts will be Super Bowl champions this upcoming season right now. All right, so
did you guys?
We really don't even have to talk about NFL no more, because that's it. That's it right there.
Real fast, while we like shunt away the pipe dream that is. Did you guys when the Super Bowl is going to be from now on?
You said when is it going to be?
Yep.
No, I haven't heard that. What's up with that?
So they moved, or they've changed the season to where it's a 17-game season now.
Yeah.
And that so that pushes the Super Bowl back to basically every year for the next like 3-4 years, I think is what I heard. It'll be President's Day weekend. So now everybody has that Monday off.
Oh man. Yeah. Okay.
See, when they got people at the top, thinking about the people on the bottom,
Wonder, hey, Jay-Z, you finally do something?
You feel me?
So, we'll all be celebrating a Cowboys Super Bowl victory on a Monday next year with a day off. So
look, I think when you do the editing, make sure that you cut that part. Like, don't.
I'll turn all y'all off and I'll turn that volume up.
And it still wouldn't matter. But yeah, I mean, another big thing that's up is March Madness. Like, what's going on with that? Like college basketball. That's another thing too. To like when it's certain sports, like I say, I don't watch baseball every single game, but when playoffs happen, like those play-in games, and like you gotta watch it. Like World Series, you're watching it. Basketball playoff, you're watching it. Football, like I say, every Sunday you can watch it. Soccer, like for me, it's like World Cup or when championships are playing.
So much fun.
But when college basketball, March Madness, it really is March Madness, man. So like, let me ask this: like, did y'all do brackets?
I was going to, but I did a bracket. I did a bracket one year, and I think I got like at least 90% of it wrong in the first round. So I just said to myself, I said, I ain't doing these brackets no more. Because you never know. Like you say, it's March Madness. But I will say this, U of H, y'all go do the thing. Y'all go all the way, man. Go all the way. Houston in the house.
I made 2 brackets. And in both of them, I picked North Texas to win that first game. And that came true. And so that was a lot of fun to watch that first weekend. Had a lot of fun watching the UNT Mean Green beat Purdue. That was
UNT, baby, UNT, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. And hey, that's what I'm glad you got there. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I was telling my wife, I said, "Ooh, UNT done won," and then I also had where I went and got my master's. Grand Canyon University was in it. Now after UNT won, I said, "Ooh, if Grand Canyon win it, baby." We moving. Hey, I said we might have to go to Vegas, and Grand Canyon got demolished. I said, "Oh, but at least you made it. At least you made it. They got demolished, but at least you made it." But 2 of my school, like I was like, "Man, hold up, like that." Yeah, but UNT, I was very, because that's my undergrad. I was very happy about that.
So I was in New Orleans watching the game at the bar that Peyton Manning owns. And we're watching the game, and they made like a 3 to go up like 8 or 9 points. I jumped up, and the stool that I was sitting on went flying.
Oh man,
I was making a scene. I was losing my mind. It was so much fun.
Yeah, no, that was exciting. But real quick, what Peyton Manning? What's the name of his place out in New Orleans?
It's called Manning's.
Manning's, okay.
Yeah.
I was in New Orleans for my birthday.
Okay, you know where Harrah's is?
Yeah.
It's like right next door to Harrah's.
Okay. Next time I can go to check that out. But yeah, man. But yeah, my bracket this year, man, it's pretty bad. Like I got Baylor winning it all though. So Baylor, that part is still good. But I had a Big 12 Final Four in Texas. They did me so wrong. So
they did you wrong.
Whew, man, that hurt. But I mean, hopefully Baylor can pull it out. But yeah, when they do the projection of scores on the league I'm in, I'm like still gonna end up in 4th, 5th place because at a lot of my Final Fours didn't come to fruition like I thought it would. But I mean, it's just, that part is even exciting in for college for March, man. Like I know a lot of people that don't even watch college basketball that still do a bracket. So
yeah.
No, yeah, a lot of people that I know who don't watch like March Madness or college basketball at all do them, and it's kind of funny watching them do better than me on their brackets.
Yeah, most definitely. I think I was talking to Bolin, and he said his daughter who does, they don't even know, Bolin said he didn't really watch too much of college basketball. His daughter does, and all she did was pick every team that had the better record. She was just picking them, and she's doing good right now. You got Baylor, you got Gonzaga, even Houston is like, they in it, and the only one is probably the slip up is probably UCLA.
UCLA is surprising people.
Yeah, they are, and I was rooting for Michigan in that game, but I mean, you can't deny UCLA. They pulled it out, man. They doing good. So
I wasn't rooting for Michigan because they knocked off TSU. But it's all good. I'm not taking it personally anymore.
Think TSU had a chance?
I mean, I wouldn't call. I'm not gonna hate on my boys. I'm gonna say it was gonna be a tall task. Coming in. I wouldn't have bet no money on it.
I like Houston too, man. I hate that Houston and Baylor playing each other.
Me too.
In the Final Four, but I mean, I like Houston too. But I hope Baylor, and I can't deny Gonzaga. That's talent there. So I don't want to see them win though. But we'll see.
Me either.
The Zags are nuts. If they'd be like the first undefeated team in forever to win the championship.
I think what was Kentucky? Did Kentucky do it a few years back?
I think it was like Indiana back in the 80s.
What? I know. Did Kentucky lose?
Yeah, they lost in like the Elite Eight or the Final Four.
Okay, I remember that. I thought all right, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie though, Gonzaga is nice.
Yeah,
dude, that Timmy guy, that guy is ridiculous.
They're fun to watch too.
Yeah, most definitely. Like one thing about Gonzaga is that, like, I mean, that's like fundamental basketball. Like, like the basic. And sometimes, man, being a little basketball player, that hurts when they beat you. Like when the team is just fundamentally better than you. Like, so, and then you're right, Kelly. It shows here that Indiana 32-0. That was the last. It was 75-76.
Yep.
So, hey, that's crazy though, man. We'll see though, man. So hopefully, like I say, Baylor going and pull it out. So at least I can say I picked the right championship team in my bracket. Got
Maybe
one thing right.
Yeah.
You picked Baylor too?
Baylor, yeah, I picked Baylor to go all the way.
What about you, Mayberry?
I got U of H. Finishing the deal. I know it's gonna be tough versus Baylor. Baylor is.
Yeah.
Their guard play is
they guard, man. They strong out there. Like 3 guards. They kind of got like how they kind of
tough.
Picked Gonzaga in both of my brackets, so.
Yeah, you kind of like Bolin's daughter out here, just picking the team that's undefeated.
Hey man, it's not a bad move.
Whatever works, right?
Yeah.
It's still here.
I'm like, that goes back to my skepticism. I'm kind of like, I don't know Gonzaga. I'm gonna go with somebody else, but we'll see, man. We'll see how they do. But man, I wanted to switch them up. We don't have an interview for y'all today, for all our listeners, but something came to my mind, man, and I wanted to just see how y'all feel. Like I wanted to, if y'all could share with the listeners and with each other, like a funny moment. Like today is April Fool's that we are recording this, and it doesn't have to be April Fool's related. It's just something that's funny in your life, a story that you're involved with that's like funny that it can be whatever. But as y'all are thinking about that, I do want to say, like, today, if y'all kind of, for our listeners, students, teachers, and anybody else, but especially the community of Seagoville Middle School, I had to get bowling today. So,
yeah.
I mean, so for April Fool's, I was like, I got up to the campus at 5:50 this morning. Like, my wife looked at me when I got out the bed. She was like, "What are you doing?" I said, I got to get bowling. I got to. Like, this is what it takes. So I woke up at 5 o'clock, quickly got on my clothes, brushed my teeth, got out the house. I'm sitting in the parking lot of this school at 5:50 this morning, waiting for Miss Alma, because I couldn't even get in the building to pull up. and then, you know, pull up, and I go in there, and I got his, you know, I sent out the video with balloons, streamers, and photos of me, just different faces, just threw them all in his office, kind of decorated it. But yeah, man. So and that right there carried on all day. He took the photos, which I don't give him credit for. Bowling, if you listen, you don't get credit for anything that you did today, because you used my photos that I provided to you. I gave you the ammunition, but he was posting stuff all around the school of me with my photos, and then, you know, I had to, and then serving and bubble wrap my car, and she gonna get it, and it just went all day. But Bowling got a sweet delivery. He got a sweet delivery, you know, some roses. So, you know,
I got to say this.
See that? Yeah, you did. You got to see that.
I got to see all of it. I got to say this, man, and that was probably one of the funnest and funniest April Fool's days. You know, being inside of a school that I've had the pleasure to be a part of. Y'all two kind of took the cake today. If I just gotta be honest, you know, y'all had everybody kind of just enjoying the day, enjoying the moment, you know, and that's really good for campus culture. I'll say that as well. You know, like to see, you know, educators and to see administrators enjoying each other and also having fun, but still getting work done. I mean, that give and take that y'all got. I mean, today was a good day. And it was Mr. Bowling sending me all the pictures. Y'all are crazy.
Yeah, so we what we'll try to do, if Kelly, I'm pretty sure he's the man with the plan. We'll try to, you know, insert the video in for our listeners, so they can actually see what we're talking about. How it started off, and like I say, I threw a sign on his car that, you know, one of those hunk if you this. And what was so funny about that is that we had a fire drill today, and all the kids go out there. And some of the kids see the sign and they were like, "What is that?" Like, so it was fun though, man. It was good. Like you say, some people replied back and they were like, "Man, that was a funny video." They enjoyed it. So, you know, hopefully it put some laughs on some people's faces. But, you know, like I said, that's kind of what's going on, and probably other teachers and students were doing their own little thing around campus, and, you know, all in fun, respectfully. But yeah, man, like, but I want to hear like a funny story, like I say, of y'all's, and you know, whoever want to go first, or I can go first, and I got one. But, you know, what is something that you can share with the listeners that is funny in your life that happened? So, Kelly, you got one?
Oh, I got one for a couple weeks ago, actually. And it made April Fool's Day was perfect. I was a fool. So we were down in New Orleans. It was the first day that we were there, and we were walking around Jackson Square, so like right next to Cafe Du Monde, and they've got like the river and the canal and all this different stuff. So we're just like sitting there chilling, and I'm with my brother, and we were like, "Hey, let's go get dinner." We turn around, and this guy walks up, and he stops me, and he goes, you know, he's like, I bet I can tell you exactly where you got your shoes, where you know, all this different stuff. And I was like, sure, dude. Like, these shoes were from Kohl's. Of course, you are not gonna be able to like get where these are from. Like, whatever. And he starts just like rambling on and on and on and on. And he goes, you know what? I told you, I bet I can tell you where you got your shoes, not where you bought them. You've got your shoes in New Orleans, Louisiana. Sit down, boy. I'm gonna like shine your shoes. And like throws me into a chair and starts shining my shoes. And he's like, "That's $20." I was like,
what?
We hadn't been there, dude, like 4 hours, and I got swindled out of $20 in New Orleans.
Oh no, man! Come on.
Nah, you know, man, New Orleans is a place where that can happen, man. It was a video, and I mean, this girl, she lost like a lot of money. I'm talking about, I was like, say, like, and playing those games on the street. So the first time I ever went to New Orleans, I was young, like probably about 6-7 years ago for the Essence Festival. My cousin who's been there a lot. We walking the sidewalk, and a dude is playing the game, it was like a little find a ball, like find this little ball, and I'm like, man, I can do that, you know, because I think I know it all. And same way, I didn't get now. Like what they do is let you win like 1 or 2 times, and then they want you to bet more money. and then do it again, and then that's when they do the trick. But I didn't lose any money. But I mean, I could have. If my cousin wasn't there, I probably would have lost everything I had because man, New Orleans, as much as it's a great place for like food and just the scenery and music, it can be a place of like some strong, get you in some strong bad or some bad situations out there. So, man, that's funny though. You just like you say, shine your shit $2.
I mean, for sure. And you know, the funniest part about it was not the like losing $20. It was we were there for a couple more days. Like this was our first day. We're walking around the French Quarter the next day and the third day we were there. I saw him 2 times each day doing the same exact thing. And I was just like, I'm not going to say anything because this guy can attack me if I tell these people. So I'm just going to keep walking.
Give my 20 back.
Yeah, man. Like I was just like.
When did you go, Kelly?
Spring break. So like right towards the end of spring break, I was able to get out there.
So when was that? I'm looking, that was probably like at the end of spring break, like we're finna come back to school.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I was down there during spring break. My birthday was the 17th, so I was down there. We got down there on Tuesday the 16th, and I stayed down there until Thursday.
Okay. Wait. I think we were there at the exact same time.
That's crazy. We were.
You were there. Wait, what day did you get in?
I got there on the 16th, which was a Tuesday.
And you left the 18th?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got in the 17th and I left the 20th.
Okay. Yeah. We went to Harold's and all that, but yeah, that's cool, man. We probably should have. We would have came across each other. Yeah, man. But that's funny, man. I got one. And it's me because and I laugh at this because this is who like I deserve this. So y'all know the car washes, right? The drive-through car washes, the one where it's like $5 most of the time, which they went up now, but like you pay your $5 ride, you stay in your car and you ride through. So I'm like, I think I had just bought at the time. I think I had just bought my Malibu, so it was a few years ago, and I'm thinking I'm clean, new car, so I'm coming around. I pay my money, and the dude has like I'm normally trying to do things quick. I think like I'm young, I know technology. So I'm picking the car wash, but it's taking a long time. And he done came in, hey man, you good? And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm good. Like I just put my money in, calm down. So he was like, all right, man, it's just a long line. I'm just like, you good? I'm like, yeah, man, all right. So I pay my money. I go around. Here he go again, same dude. He the one telling you how to come up, put your car in neutral. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm driving. And like I said, it's like I probably only had the car about a week. So I on the car, it has an auto start and stop that it just does it for like, it has 2 batteries. So it like, if you stop for a certain time, your car just cut off just to save, gas. So I didn't know this. So when I pressed the brake and it cut off, I'm like, oh man, my car didn't cut off. So I'm kind of like started back up. But the dude, like now, I got the line backed up, and he's like, come on, man. Like, so when I started back up, I'm mad at him, like, man, calm down. Like, we kind of like, so I let down the window. He's talking about, move up, move your tire over. And now my car, it's just everything was happening. I'm screaming at him, like, man, calm down, man. Like, God, like, I said, I'm coming, man. Like, he's just like, man, you got a long line, you backing it up. And now my car didn't roll over. Like I didn't put it in neutral in time. So now it's just like messing up. They had to cut the whole machine off. And he's like, man, come on, man. You a grown man. I'm like, boy, like I'm just going back. This is before I became a teacher before. But I started the car back up, the machine going. He's talking about finally. I said, finally. And my car is rolling now. Like I'm going through and I'm still like, I'm talking to him and I didn't put my head out and I'm still going at him. Like he back there doing the other car. Still like, man, I said, watch these cars. I'm just saying something crazy. Then all of a sudden, window still down, that water shoots out and just starts boom, 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 hit my face. Boom, 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 boom. I'm talking about I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 4, just uppercut everything from this water because I paid for the high, like I paid for like the volcano edition. So it's just like everything. And when I say that when that water hit my face, that I screamed like a girl, like I said, oh, like it was like, and all you can hear him laughing. And so, after it's over with, you get the free vacuum. Like I turn and make a right to go to the free vacuum. Him and all his boys are like at the vacuum, like pointing, like there you go, he laughing. I said, forget that free vacuum. I just left. Like, But yeah, man, that water beat my face in. Like I was
No.
like, so I was like, man, I would never go to that car wash again in my life. I don't even really do them car washes again because I'm just be nervous. I'm gonna see him or see somebody. Like it was bad, man. It was real
He gonna
bad.
remember you.
Yeah, man. So that's my story right there, man. It humbled me though. So it humbled.
Humbled you.
Hey, man, yeah.
Oh man, I'm trying to think. Can't think of no funny stories off the top of my head. I got an embarrassing story. Y'all been to Houston before, right?
Yeah.
There's this, y'all eat Chinese food. There's this nice restaurant in Houston. It's like I think it's a Vietnamese place, Vietnamese, Chinese, Oriental. You know, we're gonna show respect to that whole coast. So it's a really nice restaurant called Mize, and they got these egg rolls. They're like amazing. They got everything there is amazing. So I went to Houston over a spring break. You know, I got to eat Mize. You know, I got me some I think I got me some fried rice, some egg rolls, you know, just eating real good. So I was like, I really love this place. I was like, I wonder if they got some more. So I get back to Houston and I just, you know, I started looking up because I know, you know, Dallas and Houston share a lot of, and have a lot of, you know, resemblance. So I typed in Mize in my maps and it came up. And I was like, wait a second. No. There's a Mize out here in Dallas. Like, oh yeah, that's fantastic. It's gotta be just like the one in Houston. It's gotta be exactly like that. They got the same name and everything. So me and a friend went out to eat. We was going out, you know, just to hang out, grab something to eat, talk about some business or whatever. So I pulled up to the restaurant and I said to myself, I cut my maps off and I ended it. I said, this can't be it. You know, this can't be the restaurant. And I drove around the block a little bit. I put it back in. I put my eyes back in and pulled it right back up to the same restaurant. You talking about a hole in the wall? A literal, legit hole in the wall. It was, I wasn't impressed at all. And so I had to like bite the bullet with that one because, you know, like I say, I was hyping it up so much. Like, this is the best place. It's got the best egg rolls. They're gonna bring you some lettuce. They gotta order egg rolls. Oh yeah, this is gonna be perfect for us to have business over. And when we got there, I was like, hey, look, we don't gotta eat here. You know, we can eat somewhere else. We went in and ate. And so while we ordered, I'm thinking, okay, the menu is gonna be just like the one in Houston. I'm like, hey, can we get an order egg roll? She's like, how many do you want? I was like, you know, it's supposed to be an order of them, right? She's like, well, you can get one or two. And I ordered some chicken fried rice, and I ordered some combination fried rice. And so it's supposed to have shrimp, pork, chicken, you know, everything in it. And I didn't see any shrimp in there. So I called a lady over. I was like, yeah, you know, I ate half of it, you know, but I told her, I was like, hey, you know, I ordered, you know, combination. I was like, I don't see any shrimp in here. So she pointed to something and she was like, oh, there's shrimp right there. I was like, you can take this back. Go ahead and take this. Get this out of my face, man. I said, this is shredded shrimp. What is going on in this plate? I'm sorry, man. I'm just disappointed. You know, this is like the one in Houston. I'm sorry. So yeah, I mean, like I say, that never again. You don't go to Mize in Dallas.
No, man. No.
More to that story.
But yeah, I had those. I had that situation like there used to be in Dallas this place called Shoney's. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Man, it's like when I was growing up here, that place was the best place. Me and my family would go there, like, you know, twice, 3-4 times out of a month, like on the weekends. Like you wake up, that's where we link up at. And I love Shoney's, man. I used to love Shoney's French toast sticks. Like they were just something about them things. So my mom moved to Memphis, and I go to Memphis, and you know, it's a Shoney's. I'm like, wait, we go up in there, boy. And like I say, I've been talking about it when I seen. I'm like, we gonna go there. We finally go, and boy, if that wasn't the worst.
Bruh.
That wasn't the worst. I'm talking about, I say, hey, y'all got them French toast sticks? Yeah, we got them. That's what we known for. Well, I've been in it. I said, nah. This ain't. Where y'all birthed this place at? Because this ain't like that. Like this, like, is this another family owned? Like, are y'all using different ingredients? Because that
you feel me?
Yeah, so I know how that is, man. When you eat somewhere in one place, you you feel like you got to know that it's somebody different back there cooking the food, or like they throwing in a little extra, a little less ingredients of what they supposed to put in, man. So that's funny though, man.
It's ridiculous, man. Like I say, the one in Houston is like, it's got 2 floors, thousands of the waiters, and just the ambiance of it is amazing. And then the one out here in Dallas looks like Mr. Bolin's office. You know what I'm saying?
You went from 2 floors to a living room to a duplex.
Like, what is this? They had like 5 tables in there. Like, what y'all need to change y'all's name.
Hey, y'all open? Yeah, we been up.
Yeah.
I'm with you, man. That's crazy, man. So, I wanted to do that, man, because like for our listeners, especially our students, man, it's times that you need to kind of like laugh at yourself. Like that's good. Like laugh. Like everybody, you're gonna be embarrassed. It's not so much like that's a bad thing, because at the end of the day, man, I look at that, like I said, that my story, it humbled me, but I laugh at it, man, because I mean it was funny. Like I was in the wrong the whole time. I'm out here just like trying to act still, like, like I'm not in the wrong, not trying to blame myself, and got water shot in my face, and and Kelly, you losing $20, it's all right though, triple fold, but yeah, man. But then Mayberry with you, man, like we not gonna no Myers, like that's what
no Myers,
no hashtag no Myers, like we ain't going there, no Myers.
Don't go there.
Yeah, but fellas, man, like. It's another one down. Another one, just a laid back one, just kind of just getting that vibe started back up, But like I say, episode 6, we're gonna be right back in your ears again.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all can't stop us, man. The only way y'all gonna stop us is if y'all shut down. I mean, they're gonna have to shut down the world again. Like
they gonna have to shut the internet down to get us up off here, man.
Yeah. That's the only way. And if they all shut the internet down, we're gonna do this over phone lines.
Exactly. What they think this is?
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, fellas. But I mean, hopefully, like I say, if we recap the show, hopefully we can get back to normal with, with the vaccines or whatever it is, and just taking safety precautions that next year, going into the school year, we can get back to some normalcy. Because at the end of the day, man, I really do feel like it's a fact that kids need to be in a building learning. Like, I mean, there's a lot that's going on with virtual that like it has its positives, but I mean, I think it's not achieving the goal of student achievement and success. So let's get them back here. Let's get this STAAR test over with. Let's get that over with. Let students do good, but man, let's get that over for teachers' sake. And then, man, with this March Madness, let's say go Baylor Bears. Let's finish it off. Let's get them right. Go Colts. Like I'm with y'all all day, Colts. Like I mean, it's Super Bowl time. It ain't nothing. Anything short of the Super Bowl is a failure. Like I'm talking about anything. Like going to the Super Bowl losing failure. Losing the first failure. Everything is a failure this year.
Everything but a Super Bowl win.
We don't win the Super Bowl, and I'm calling it right now. I'm claiming it. So before we wrap out anything, y'all, and before we close it down, I know we're gonna do our shout outs, but anything else y'all took away from this episode, and as we lead into future shows, fellas?
No, I really enjoyed that the vaccine talk, and it's good to kind of get other people's perspective on it, and finding out where everybody's head's at. So that's everybody's talking about it out in the world. So it's great to hear what people around me are thinking as well.
Yeah, I liked our conversation about the vaccines as well. It's good to get different opinions, and especially when I'm on the fence about it anyway. Like not just one way. So I'm not just heavily leaning one way. I'm on the fence about it. So it's good to get insight from other people, especially people I trust. People whose opinions I trust.
Yeah.
Most definitely. The same here, man. I just think, like, for me, it's always good to sit down with you all, and just kind of chop it up and just talk. Like in passing, I was like, I ain't seen Kelly in a while. I seen him like 2 days ago, maybe a dude that gave him a little dap, but that was really it. Maybe I see you here and there. You got so many hats on, but it's good seeing you. But it's really good to take some time and just sit down and just chop it up with you guys, and that's exciting and that's perfect for me. But everything got to come to an end. So episode 5 is in the books. We're gonna close it out with some shout outs to to those special individuals, important people that we got for this week, man. So I'm gonna ask Kelly, you to start it out. Who would you shout out? One or two people that you want to shout out for this episode?
So I'm going to shout out one person. I'm going to shout out my grandmother, Polly. It was her 91st birthday this past week, this past Monday. So we're celebrating her birthday this weekend. But she's been there throughout my entire life, and she supported a lot of the stuff that I did or I have done. And, whenever I told her that I was going to become a teacher, she was really excited for me and kind of pushed me to do that. So happy birthday to her. And hopefully there's many, many more to come.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Nice.
Definitely. Mayberry.
I'm gonna shout out. So I got my mom's on one episode. So I did my two people on here today. My father, who has a birthday coming up in about 9 days. So, quick shout out to him. I'm gonna get that vaccine, Daddy. I'm gonna get it when the time right. And then shout out to my younger sister. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters for one, but my younger sister Brittany. She's an amazing cook. She's an amazing person. She's back in Houston doing great things. So I just want to give her a quick shout out. Love you. Love y'all. Keep on doing what you're doing, family.
Already birthdays coming up with grandmas and fathers, and that's what's up. And I'm gonna wrap it up with a shout out. It's a one group, but it's three individuals. It's my kids, man. My oldest, who's gonna be 16 this year. It's crazy that, man, I finna have a 16-year-old daughter this year. She already talking about driving and what car gonna be hers and all that. So shout out to her. Shout out to my son, my little Superman ninja. He's everything. Yeah. Minecraft, Fortnite superstar. He's 7 years old. And then, man, I gotta say it, man, the monster, like that princess, man. She is a princess, but she runs that house. Little Ella, 1 year old, man. My kids, man, that's a blessing, man. It really feels good to go home and really play with them, and they keep me motivated. They keep me doing what I'm doing and keep me focused. And like I say, to try to continue to be better every day. Make mistakes in the past, but hey, with them, it's like you never make mistakes with your kids. Like they don't look at you in no type of negative way. So shout out to my kids, Alicia, Elijah, and Ella.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, man. So fellas, shout outs done. Our topics are done. Fellas, we want all our listeners. We appreciate you all so much. Another one down. Hopefully y'all enjoy this. Hopefully y'all can, sit back and talk about some laughable moments in y'all's lives and share with your friends. And hopefully y'all are listening together to this podcast. Continue to, support us by listening, giving us any type of feedback for our students. Tell your teachers, if anything that y'all want to see or hear in future episodes, let them know. They'll let us know. Teachers, just, share your feedback with us and all our other listeners out there in the community of Seagoville, just anywhere. Shoot us an email, which is always going to be posted on our YouTube. You can shoot me an email and kind of give us any feedback or anything that y'all can do to make this show better than it already is. But we really appreciate y'all listening. You can always check us out on YouTube. The links will be sent out. And like I say, we really do appreciate y'all's support. Also, shout out to the Chatting with K&G podcast. Paulo, and Weatherspoon, Casey, and Gabby. They doing big things with their episode 2. So check out episode 2 of their podcast, Relationship Goals. But fellas, as always, it's another one down, and we'll be back for more to go. But y'all be safe and y'all be strong, man. And y'all remember, man, Colts all day.
That's not what we want them to remember. Y'all be good, people. Y'all be good, man. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all.